Shalom, Israel. This is brother Yawana coming back at you with Lord's will, another edifying lesson. First and foremost, I want to give all the praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakodash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, our teachers. Shalom to you brothers pushing and teaching this truth across the four winds of this earth. And as always, peace, blessings, and many salutations be to you sincere Akyam wa Akwath, you brothers along with you few sisters who are giving all diligence in these last days. I'm coming back at y'all through the mercy and grace of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai with another edifying lesson, Lord willing. Pretty much this is going to be a famine of the word update. And I found this article, man, on blacklistednews.com. For any of y'all who want to read it, we're going to go all the way through it. It's just a few little paragraphs, man. It's not very long. But for any of you who want to read this yourself, go back into it, or just go on this website in general. It's blacklistednews.com. They post a lot of good information on here, man. So without further ado, let's just jump straight into it. The headline reads, "The world on the cusp of woke totalitarianism as governments act to end freedom of speech." And that's basically, what they're trying to do. Okay, is censor more of the truth, right? There's a lot of truth coming out in these last days, man. Truth concerning who the devil is, which is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Truth concerning what his true intentions are, such as these different draconian measures that they're ultimately about to take up, right? Like Agenda 2030, Project Megiddo, all these different things, man. And what these devils are getting ready to do to the people, to the food supply, right? There's a lot of truth coming out, man. This devil can't stop it, all right? Especially the truth concerning the Bible, right? Via the prophets and the men of the Lord that Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is setting up all throughout the earth, man. The truth is coming out daily, all right? And this devil can't stop it. It's becoming overwhelming. So he's trying to sign in new laws, to ultimately, ban misinformation. And really it's whatever they deem it to be, right? Misinformation to these devils is the truth, right? That's why you see red X's on these people's mouth. They don't want us to talk at all, right? But it's too late, man, right? This word is going out. It says the Twitter files gave us a window into how government agencies, civil society, and tech companies work together to censor social media users. Now, key nations are attempting to enshrine this coordination into law explicitly. Around the world, politicians have either just passed or are on the cusp of passing sweeping new laws which would allow governments to censor ordinary citizens on social media and other internet platforms. Under the guise of preventing harm and holding large tech companies accountable, several countries are establishing a vast and interlinked censorship apparatus, a new investigation by public fines. It says politicians, NGOs, and their enablers in the news media claim that their goal is merely to protect the public from disinformation. But vague definitions and loopholes in new laws will create avenues for broad application, overreach, and abuse. In Ireland, for example, the government may soon be able to imprison citizens for simply possessing material that officials decide is hateful. And you see, that's where the problem is, man, because whatever they deem in their eyes to be hateful or to be harmful or misinformation, they can censor it, man. So this is why, again, Yahweh Shai told us to watch and pray, because we're in a time where these devils want to crack down more and more on the truth. Right, like the brother Quanta Waff out here from the GMS Phoenix camp, man. He's like, hey, we already have to speak in code as it is. So if we have to, code talk any more than we do now, hey, this truth is really not gonna make sense to nobody, because we're gonna have to talk in so much code. That's why this truth is getting more and more to the point where if like certain code words that we do, and brothers, say it like, oh, you know why I'm saying this. A lot of us that pay attention and that are serious about this truth and listen, we know why brothers are code naming certain words, because Esau has algorithms within his computers to where if we say something, a certain word, a green light goes off, and they basically see our channel and they see what we said and they can censor it fast. That's why we have to code name certain words so it can buy us some time. And that's not exactly how it goes down, but that's the gist of how Esau finds our videos, man. Certain key words that are said, certain phrases, it sends like a it sends like a notification to them, and they can find us, and they're like, oh, gotta shut that down now. You see, that's the times that we're in, man. And they talked about this a lot too, and I always mention it at the World Economic Forum meeting this year, January 17th, man. They talked about cracking more down on censorship and disinformation, things that's harmful to the public, and it's whatever they say it is, right? So it may be, for example, like Dabu 7, man, he comes out with a lot of good information too. Somebody like him, they will consider a threat, right? Because he speaks a lot of truth, concerning, what's going on behind the scenes and whatnot, that they're not going to tell you in these mainstream news outlets. And I think they're even signing a law too, which means a brother did a lesson on that, I'm pretty sure, where it's going to be a law to where you can't even watch anything that's non-mainstream. So if you're not watching mainstream news and you try to go and watch non-mainstream news, you can ultimately be fined, okay, or put in prison. Let me see if I can find that article. If I can't, it is what it is. I know I saw it a few days ago. I might not be able to find it, but Lord willing. Yeah, see, and a lot of this stuff they always take off, man. So you gotta get it while it's hot, man. When you see information go up, try to screenshot it or save it. Copy the link, because these devils will take all this stuff off, man. But yeah, there was an article I was reading a few days back. I forget where it was, man. Oh man, so much going on every day that you couldn't even watch non-mainstream news, or else you'd be fined or put in prison. But again, that's the times we're in, right? So it's no surprise. But let's keep going. It says, under the Restrict Act in the U.S., the government may soon have the authority to monitor the internet activity of any American deemed a security risk. Governments aim for total control, and that's what Esau wants: total control over how you think, of what you say, and what you do. It says in Canada, a state agency can filter and manipulate what Canadians see online. In Australia, a single government official can compel social media companies to remove posts. Governments and allied NGOs intend to force tech companies to comply with their rules. UK lawmakers have threatened to imprison social media managers who don't censor enough content. And Brazil has introduced severe penalties for platforms that fail to remove fake news. Yeah, severe penalties, man. All these different places around the world are trying to crack down more on censorship of the truth, which they consider fake news, because it was all fake news. It was all a conspiracy when people were dropping dead from the damn stabbing jab, man. Right? It was all the testimonies of people that were coming out and saying, this is what happened to me right after I took this jab. And you still had people that didn't believe it, man. You still had people saying, oh, it's just fake. Oh, it's just fake. And now here it is. You finally got the damn CDC coming out and telling you all the negative side effects that people denied that were real. See, the CDC came out and admitted all the side effects were true and that people weren't losing their minds. All the conspiracy theorists were telling the truth. Slakia. All those so-called conspiracy theories people that were crazy with the tinfoil hats, which that's how they look at us, they were telling the truth. Hey, the prophets of the Lord were out here all day, every day, man. And still out here. But in the time of the C19, you had brothers doing videos like crazy on all different kinds of information of what was inside that juice. But people still wouldn't have took it, man. It was just poison. So all these people getting messed up and body convulsions. We didn't get upset about it. Because, hey, to the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shah, we didn't take it, out of faith. We know who this devil is, and usually, a vaccine would take about, a couple years to develop, especially an effective one. They took a process which would normally take a couple of years. They condensed it into a couple of months. That's why they called it Operation Warp Speed, because they were in a hurry. You see, this devil, ever since that time, man, he's always been all about hurrying up. Right, the WEF talked about accelerating, their Agenda 23. This devil is in a haste all of a sudden. We know why, because he's running out of time, man. He's running out of time. That's why he's getting scared seeing us, not getting weak in the faith, but continuing to push this truth, continuing to do what we got to do. Even though we see all these places around the world, where people are getting punished, locked up, and fined for speaking the truth, We don't give a damn, man. We're going to speak the truth until Yahweh Shema Shai tells us not to, man. You see, which at that time is very soon. The Lord's going to remove his prophets. Okay? It says government and allied. Oh, sorry, I read that one. It says the key area of action is the European Union. It is seeking sweeping new powers to regulate social media companies, and if it acts, it may change how social media companies operate worldwide, given the EU's economic power and influence globally. Under the EU's Digital Service Act, large tech companies must share their data with vetted researchers from nonprofits and academia, which would cede content moderation to NGOs and their state sponsors. The U.S.'s Restrict Act, sponsored by Senator Mark Warren, DVA, threatens 20 years in prison or a $250,000 fine for accessing blacklisted websites through virtual private networks or VPNs, which are ways to create a private connection between a computer or phone and the internet. 20 years or $250,000 in fines, man. Come on now. There has been no moment similar to this one in the roughly 30 years of widespread public internet usage in Western societies. It says officials have introduced these policies mostly in the dead of night with little publicity or outcry. There has been a virtual blackout of what's happening by mainstream news media corporations, with many appearing to support the new laws. As shown with the Twitter files, the censorship industrial complex is as much about discrediting accurate facts, true narratives, and content creators who threaten its power while boosting the ones that do. Read that again. It says, as shown with the Twitter files, the censorship industrial complex is as much about discrediting accurate facts, true narratives, and content creators who threaten its power while boosting the ones that do. You see that? So that's all they're about, man, is discrediting facts and taking away the truth, man. We are thus witnessing the emergence of a governmental apparatus with the power to control the information environment in ways that determine what people believe to be true and what is false. As such, it is no exaggeration to say that the West is on the cusp of a new and much more powerful form of totalitarianism. I sound slack if I'm not saying that right. Than either communism or fascism, which were limited in their reach by geography. If we are to defeat it, we must understand it. Why are governments seeking to crack down on freedom of speech from New Zealand to the Netherlands and Brazil to Canada? Why now, and why are they getting away with it? They're getting away with it because nobody pays attention, man. Nobody really pays attention and reads these articles, man. Okay, people might be like, yeah, hey, disinformation and misinformation, why not get rid of it? Because again, what they deem misinformation and hate speech is just the truth. So people don't think in their mind, they're not putting the pieces together, man, because these people are, hey, man, their mind is far gone. They're like, yeah, why not do away with, misinformation and things that, I'm saying are wrong, man. Well, but they're looking at it face value, you see. But we understand what this all is going to lead to, man. You see, us preaching this truth, that's considered hate speech. That's considered misinformation. That's considered, a threat. You see, but it's not, man. And well, I guess really it is. We're telling Esau, Edom that, the Heavenly Father through His only begotten Son is going to return. Okay, and he's gonna cast down the power that this devil has and all the power that these rulers have. So really, the Lord is threatening y'all through us, especially 2/3 of our people, man. The Lord is threatening you to get right, or you're gonna die, man. You see, but that right there is considered hate speech, which we don't give a damn. Because the Lord told us to cry aloud and spare not when it concerns our people, man. Trying to tell our people to get right, before their God comes back. But before Yahweh Shai returns, man. Okay. Amos chapter 8 and verse 11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread nor thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it. So this is the time that we're coming into, where the Lord is going to cause that famine of the word to take place. The Lord is going to remove His prophets, man. Which by the Lord removing His prophets, He's removing His mercy, because the Lord always sent His prophets to warn the people as a show of mercy, pursuing the 2 Chronicles 36 and 15. But our people don't want to hear these words. Our people want to hear, smooth things. They want to hear everything's going to be okay and just, live up your best life. But through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, we're telling our people to seek the Lord 10 times more. We're telling our people, to turn away from their wickedness, and follow after the ways of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. Okay? You see, because in the time to come, when the famine of the word does happen and the Lord removes his prophets, you people that had time to get this truth but didn't want to take it up and take heed, you're going to be looking all around from the prophets, man. From city to city, from state to state, you're going to be trying to find those men that you look down on, man. And this scripture right here says it perfectly. 2nd Ezra chapter 5 and verse 11. It says, verse 9, and salt, 2nd Ezra chapter 5 and verse 9, and salt water shall be found in the sweet, and all friends shall destroy one another. Then shall wit hide itself, and understanding shall withdraw itself into a secret chamber. See, understanding, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is going to be in a secret chamber, which represents the elect. Okay, only the elect are going to have this knowledge, man. Okay, that's why scriptures say the wise shall understand, and shall be sought of many, and yet not be found. See, it shall be sought of many, and yet not be found. People are going to be looking for that understanding, man. People are going to be crying their eyes out, because they can't find the men of the Lord. It says, then shall unrighteousness and incontinency be multiplied upon earth. One land also shall ask another and say, is righteousness that maketh the man righteous gone through thee? And it shall say, no. You see, so one land shall ask another, meaning one people, man. People are gonna be asking each other, man. Have you seen the men that have faith? Have you seen the men of the Lord? Have you seen those men on the corners? And they're gonna be like, no, because the Lord's gonna hide his prophets, man. Yahweh Bashim Shai is gonna move his prophets right out the way where all you people get judged. And we hope that we don't get judged according to our sins, man. We hope that the Lord will keep us in that time, seeing as we're doing what we can now. While everybody else is bullshitting with their grace period, we're taking the grace that the Lord gave us, and we're using it, to get closer to him and to get built up in his faith, man. To become as strong as we can in our faith. You see? But that's the point. That's the point right there. Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 28. Then shall they call upon me. Matter of fact, let me go up a little bit on that. Proverbs chapter 1 and verse 24. I start at verse 23. Turn ye at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you. Because it's how's the Lord making his words known unto you? By his prophets, man. Right? Because I have called and ye refused. I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded. But ye have set at naught all my counsel, and would none of my reproof. I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear comes. See, the Lord's going to mock you people, man. The Lord's going to laugh at you because here it is, you were laughing at his men that he sent because of maybe how they look with the garments, which are ancient customs, man. But it's foolish to this world how we look, how we talk, how we think, because this world is completely contrary to the ways of the Lord. So everybody laughs at us because of how we look, how we, when we're out there on the highways and byways. But at the end of the day, even Apostle Paul said, we are accounted fools for Yahweh Shai's sake. But the same people that are counted as fools are going to be looking for us for all the answers in the times to come. And the Lord's going to be laughing at you people, man. And so are we. So are we, Lord willing. When your fear cometh as desolation and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. For that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord. They would none of my counsel. They despised all my reproof. Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way and be filled with their own devices. For the turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them. So you people, you wanted nothing to do with this truth. You didn't want to walk in the fear of the Lord. You didn't want to take heed to what, to correction. Well, guess what, man? And you turn back in the world, Yahweh Shema Shai is going to destroy you, man. And it's that simple, right? It's not hard. It's not complicated. This is exactly what the Lord's getting ready to do. The Lord's getting ready to issue out a lot of death. And now seeing that the famine of the word is closer now than ever, that's why we're trying to do our best to stay right with the Lord, man. Because when all hell breaks loose, hey, Lord willing, with the elect, we're gonna be able to say in our mind, hey, I did my best. I fought for the Lord. I strive for the truth. I took this thing seriously. I didn't play games. So we're gonna have we're gonna have confidence in that day in the Lord, because we did what we were told. It's just like your parents leave the house and tell you to clean it. It better be clean before they get back. Here it is, you bullshit for 2.5, almost 3 hours, not cleaning it when you could have cleaned it. It wouldn't have taken you long. You know what I'm saying? So that way, when they get home, they be happy with you, and you were obedient. But they come back home, you still sitting on the couch playing the game. When they first left, everything's still dirty in the same place. You're gonna be ashamed, man. You're gonna be more ashamed, because like, damn, I had a chance to clean up the house, but you sat there instead and played games and bullshitted, procrastinated, said you would get to it and never did. Now your parents are here about to whoop your ass for something that you didn't have to get your ass whooped for. You could have just did what you were told, right? It wouldn't have even taken that long. But now you're sitting here ashamed, man, because not only did you know you had time, but you had time and didn't do it. Okay, that's how a lot of you people are gonna feel in the days to come. You're gonna be greatly ashamed, man, because this truth is right in front of you every single day. You had a choice, but you chose the wrong thing. You chose the world. You chose whatever the hell else. You didn't choose Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, man. This is Luke chapter 17 and verse 26. It says, "But as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it also be in the days of the Son of Man. They did eat, they drank, they married wives, they were given in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and the flood came and destroyed them all." So these people, man, these people in this time are just like the people in the days of Noah. You see people still getting married, people still having fun, and living their best life. Everything's cool, fun in the sun. There ain't no fun in the sun, man. This is not a time to be taken for a joke, man. Because look, it says, until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and the flood came and destroyed them all. So these people were living in that worldly mindset all the way up until Noah entered into that ark. He was warning the people that the flood was going to come, but who listened? The only people that went into that ark with him was his wife, his sons, and their wives, man. Let's get a quick scripture. All right, bear with me. Okay. This is 2 Peter chapter 2 in the NLT. And verse 5. 2 Peter chapter 2 and verse 5 in the NLT. It says, "And the Most High did not spare the ancient world, except for Noah and the 7 others in his family. Noah warned the world of God's righteous judgment." See, and that's exactly what we're doing through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. We're warning the people of the judgments that the Lord is getting ready to bring, that the Lord is doing, and that he's getting ready to bring. You see? So the Most High protected Noah when he destroyed the world of ungodly people with a vast flood. Okay? So Noah was protected in that time. Why? Because he did what he was told. He built the ark just like the Lord told him. So in the time to come, when that rain started coming down, hey, there was a way out. And everybody else had a chance to enter into that ark, but they didn't want to. But when that rain started coming down and the water started to reach, to the top of the mountains, that's when they wanted to ultimately get into that ark. But it was too late, man. It was too damn late. And it's about to be too late for a lot of you people, man. That's why we pray to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua that he keeps us in his truth and that he keeps us focused, because right now it's very serious. There's a lot of things going on, man. And if you're not paying attention, you can get weak in the faith. That's why you got to pay attention what's happening, man. You see? This thing is real, and the famine of the word is about to happen right here real soon. And there's no telling how soon. It could be a week, could be a few months. Who knows? But we understand, as we see articles like this, which just are evidence of all these different companies, coming together, to ultimately end free speech, to censor the truth. We know that we're getting closer, man. Right? So, hey, man, continue to seek the Lord, man, and pray to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua that he keep you focused, man. Right? And he keep you doing better. Keep you growing. Pray Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua give you growth. And these are things I pray for on a daily, man. So those are just some things that I would pray for personally. you know what I'm saying, and that I do pray for. You know what I'm saying? Pray the Lord keep you in this thing, man. You know, pray continue to guide you and lead you in the right way. You know, continue to give you increase in your faith. Because when the men of the Lord are taken off the streets and off of the internet, hey, that's it, man. Whatever you learned is now what you got to comfort you, to strengthen you, and to keep you moving. You know, so hey, take advantage of the ministry while you can, and access brothers' videos, man, and learn, right? Learn, man. Take heed. And I say this first and foremost to myself. You see, so with that, I do hope and pray this lesson was edifying. I want to give all the praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakudash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, our teachers. Shalom to you brothers pushing and teaching this truth across the four winds of this earth. And as always, I want to say shalom, stay strong, and keep the faith. Shalom.